For ages, he is hidden in the forest.
Breaking news out of Texas, Bigfoot is real.
A Virginia man claims he spotted Bigfoot and he has the video to prove it.
Finally.
Tim Peeler called 911 not once, but twice that night. And both times, police said it sounded like maybe he'd had a few.
Bigfoot was a big one for me. I was convinced that
Really?
Bigfoot was real.
What's wrong with you? How long
Stupid.
ago was this?
A couple weeks
Not
ago.
when I...
Lee, what is going on here? Bigfoot real? Bigfoot not real?
A giant creature that roamed the forest were passed from generation to generation and continue to this day despite no concrete proof that the creature actually exists.
Fueled by those grainy photographs, the monstrous footprints, and our wild imaginations,
bounding into thick fogs and out-of-focus areas.
You got to go look for fur or footprints or some kind of evidence.
An investigator measures an unusual series of footprints left in the snow in Washington state.
There are several scientists, yes, scientists, they say they're scientists.
He says he has proof that the Yeti, the abominable snowman of the Himalayas, is in fact real.
He's launched the most ambitious Bigfoot DNA analysis the world has ever seen.
A mystery, a mascot.
Hey, an abominable snowman.
I will name him George and I will hug him.
Prevent wildfires near Bigfoot's home and keep our families and communities safe.
In Oregon, every intersection is a crosswalk.
I'm kind of getting tired of all the, abominable snowman type movies that are coming out and stuff, and I'm not sure how I feel about this one, but let's go ahead and check it out, and then we can talk about it after that.
The average American family just got bigger.
I feel like this might be one of the most political films, animated films I've ever seen. It's like so much about it. It kind of made me think of...
Pretty much everyone here has probably seen it. The Patterson Gimlin film, the 1967, where it goes walk up the creek and looks back.
Yeah, but many people think that's a guy in a Bigfoot costume.
Well, dude, there's a lot of people that think the moon is made of cheese, but talk to like an astrophysicist and you're going to find out,
Are you still in contact with Sasquatch?
Occasionally, when he decides to appear.
I see.
Something like this always tantalizes people. As someone who has spent a lot of time in the Himalayas, I'm sure you've heard the tales of the Yeti as well. So I want to ask you very personally, what did you think when you saw this tweet coming out from the army? Were you skeptical, or what did you think?
I think the interesting thing is every single continent there is an equivalent of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. There's the Yeti, there's the Yari in Australia, there's the Chinese wild man, and on and on and on.
The Yeren sighting made national headlines. The expedition team combed through Shenongjia Forest, but found no evidence of the monster.
It's not about monsters, it's about what's really out there, no matter what people look like.
That looks like a gorilla or a bear walking on all fours. I mean, what?
Whoa, Jesus!
A tall, dark, hairy figure.
All the way from my toes, all the way to the top of my head, I was petrified.
You don't add in spooky music. You don't add in a whole pile of terrifying monster cartoon drawings or whatever you have. You just don't. Why do that?
Tales of marauding creatures annihilating household pets and terrifying teenagers in parked cars were now all the rage.
It was right over there. Right over there. Say there isn't anything over there. Well, there was. He was. He was. That's where we saw a mask.
Could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus.
Oh no! Water!
Can you share some of your favorite memories about living in the Matterhorn?
He was a fairly static figure. We've brought him up to today's look, which is a more protective snowman, one that's protecting his environment. Today's sophisticated audiences, they're expecting more movement, more action, and more tension. And
my mind went back to some comic books where the Yeti comes in the Himalayas and tries to kill people and so on. So I was paralyzed with fear, but it did nothing of the sort.
A peaceful people. They are happy to leave well enough alone.
But do not cross them, or their leader will show you their true strength.
Now, there is one way we would have known for sure whether this guy actually saw Bigfoot.
Would I get in any trouble if I shot and killed this beast?
I can't answer that question.
What the fuck is that?
It's very negative when people monster hunt or make, scary images in order to make money.
Did you say that's Bigfoot like
Yeah.
you've seen him before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I watch those Bigfoot shows.
All right.
If you want to discredit something, a topic like this, as best you can, make a TV show series about it and then slowly turn it into some kind of reality show. It's like, good God, how could anybody even do that?
I'm the president of the BFRO. These animals really are there, and I want to be the one to show it to everyone. That doesn't sound like a regular coyote.
You're not going to catch a Squatch running in the dark. There's no way.
Running rogue in 8 different directions is going to get you diddly.
Renee, I've been doing this for an awful long time.
I didn't interrupt
I know exactly
you.
what
You have the camp of the scientific minded people that need physical evidence. They basically think that it's an evolved ape. And then you have the woo side, or the supernatural side.
There's some cases that tick all the boxes in traditional Bigfoot sightings, but they're usually accompanied by something strange, whether it's a green flash of light, or a ghost, or a UFO. These things are all happening at the same time.
You can do magic? This is amazing! This is impossible!
And yeah, it does get weirder.
I have difficulty with a lot of this paranormal stuff. Not that I believe or disbelieve in it, but just that you cannot measure it.
Bonk! Bonk, I say! Bring me a bag full of Bigfoot's droppings, or shut up!
I was also trying to be empirical and scientific.
Where are these ones that want to get in front of the camera?
Well, maybe we can talk about how we can approach them to maximize that opportunity.
We could probably get some pretty good money. Just tranquilize the sucker.
Just photos are all we need.
It's not very good proof, though. If you actually show up with him sleeping in a cage, that's proof for you. John's got the 22.
We're definitely not going to shoot him.
Mr. Peeler had a gun, but PETA would be proud.
I did not shoot.
Okay.
The thing.
In a way, we go into our survival. We go into our fear mode.
Get the flashlight on it.
Hey! Hey! Oh, that's a fucking great.
Stay away from those campers, huh? I don't want to see you on YouTube again.
Is it your neighbor?
Go check his house. We've checked his house after every time. Matt, how many times have we checked Tom's house?
Tom's? Yeah.
How many times have we checked?
Right now. I know he's not there.
I forgot about that video. I completely.
The monster that I saw that didn't hurt me, that instead made me feel more love than I've ever felt in my life.
If you come from a place of love in the heart, that's a high vibrational frequency. Love, joy, peace, happiness, that's where they operate at. That's where they dwell at. So it's no surprise when people say, how is it that you can see them or feel them, but I can't? Have you done the work?
Intent is everything with the Sasquatch. You cannot fool them.
Little by little, I think I came to understand that we're never going to get irrefutable evidence because it's perhaps not in their best interest to give us that.
Sasquatch is there.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So is Sasquatch an imaginary friend, or is this a real...
You can laugh. I mean, that's fine. I guess you could call him that.
Once you learn how to look for them and see them, then you can see through that facade. But you have to be adept enough, and you have to be trained well enough, and you have to be sensitive enough to where that when you look out there, you know, you actually look through that.
Yes, ethereal. You could look through him, sort of. There was the shape.
So I turned over and nobody was there. But I could feel somebody big there.
Boom. 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 Up and over this. Boom. Now it's starting to get... Now it's gone. Now it's deer tracks.
Right there, there's a teaching about interdimensionality. They can leave tracks without having to fully materialize and stay in this plane.
That is a 17-inch print. Only one print.
There's no tracks leading up, there's no tracks leading away. How does a single track get in the middle of nowhere?
They stick their foot out.
It's real simple.
They're moving the body, and then when it comes time for faces, they'll be popping off face. It's magic.
Lower. Lower.
How can you speak? Good question. How can I speak? Well, I watched it first. I listened. I paid attention to a lot of things.
They're coming to that because their preferred way of communication is telepathic.
No. What is it going to say back? It doesn't speak English, Sam.
Yeah. Walking, it would react. Dude, it's turning its head.
Is it looking at us? Oh, it just turned back.
Sasquatch, we say, are what you call, we say they mind speak, you call it telepathy, you know, and that's their defense mechanism. Like, they're so strong with it, like you can be walking down through the woods and one can be standing there and you can look at him and he can make you think that he's a tree.
I write as well. My penmanship isn't great, but...
For the most part, show a connection of lines to everything.
They are extremely artistic, and people walk past their art all the time.
I've looked around this whole forest now 5 times for several hours looking for the tree where this comes from, and I still can't find it.
Ken, how's the picture? Look at that, you guys. Right there, I'm not afraid to say it, the best in Bigfoot.
Have you ever seen Big Feet?
Technically, no. But I do see him each night in my dreams.
I had dreams about him, and that's when the communication started happening.
It's like the only time in our dream time that we let our guard down completely. And that removes that cloud, as they call it.
No, I mean, and then, you know, at some point it's just going to be like, maybe it was all just a dream. It's just it's crazy like that. But one of the things that kind of...
They show a lot of humor. They're very playful by nature.
They use jokes and humor to make you smile inside and lift your vibration, make you more light.
I just think that there's a lot of underlying messages, and I think things that are going to be easy for young people to understand and be inspired by, but also kind of good for the whole family.
It's about identity, and how your identity is what you give yourself, not what other people put upon you.
They're really a very gentle, interdimensional people that just want to be left alone, but now they're coming out more because the planet's dying.
If we can't quite make it to their level yet, they're coming to our level.
Right, they're more than meeting us halfway.
They're more than meeting us halfway.
Do I look abominable to you? Hey, why can't they call me the adorable snowman or the agreeable snowman, for crying out loud?
You're open to belief, it'll show itself. I'm not saying that you have to take it at face value, but at least be willing to go out and check for yourself.
I don't know why science isn't, you know, pursuing this and looking into this, because there's definitely enough of us saying the same thing.
We've all had experiences that have changed our lives. I mean, literally shook the foundations of what we believe in.
This is it. The whole world's gonna know.
Hey,
I got him. There it is.
You found him.
Do I win?
I don't think it's a contest.
Let's discuss this. Let's find out what this really means, what the implications are, whether any of this could in any remote way be true, or is this just someone's imagination?
It was, and in that moment, it was like Sasquatch was with me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
No, not at all, but
Great.
I'm going to go.
Great.
I'm out of it for a little while. Everybody gets delusions of grandeur. All right, pal.
Isn't he something?
Not gonna lie, that honestly doesn't look that bad.
And Zendaya is me cheese.